here with some NFL Super Bowl predictions for the Super Bowl. So, what I'm going to go over are the passing, rushing, and receiving yards for the teams of my choice, and the defense with tackles and interceptions. I'm going to go over the top players in those, and then I'm going to give you my decision. So, let's start with let's start with the two teams that I'm going to pick for the Super Bowl, who I think will go to the Super Bowl. I think the Seattle Seahawks and the Denver Broncos. So yeah, I'm going to be generic here. That's pretty much what everybody's choosing right now. And I'm kind of a generic person. And these two teams are just so great this season. I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl and match up. So they're pretty much matched up in stats with their passing, rushing, receiving, their tackles, and interceptions. They're almost matched up on those, but a little bit off on some. So let's go over let's just compare. So, Russell Wilson with 3,357 passing yards, and Peyton Manning with 5,477 passing yards. I think Peyton Manning is obviously leading in this, and I think that's really what's gonna get the Seahawks if they're in a game, if they're in the Super Bowl, because the passing game is what's gonna happen. But a factor there would be Richard Sherman. He's got 8 interceptions this season, and leading in interceptions as well. And now for rushing yards, we got Knowshon Moreno, which he's at 1,038, and Marshawn Lynch is at 1,257. I think Marshawn Lynch has got this in the bag right here. I mean, rushing is probably what's gonna get the Broncos if they're in the Super Bowl, because Marshawn Lynch has obviously been a great factor in the Seahawks season, as you all know. And now onto the receiving yards. For the Denver Broncos, Demaryius Thomas has had 1,430 receiving yards, and Golden Tate has had only 898. That's also going to be a big factor, just like the passing game there, like I was saying. Peyton Manning has a great passing QB, and their passing game is probably what's getting them in the bag for a Super Bowl spot right here, and a playoff spot as well. Playoff spot and Super Bowl spot as well. So, Demaryius Thomas, great receiver. He's had 14 touchdowns this season. That's just great for what he's doing for this team right here. 1,430. You can't beat that right there, for the season. So, now on to tackles. So, for the Seahawks, we got Bobby Wagner at 120. Excuse me. Bobby Wagner at 120 tackles, and he's had 72 tackles and 48 assists. That's pretty great. And we got, I'm really sorry. I'm kind of sick right now. But, we've got, Danny Trevathan, at 128. I mean, that's still a big factor right there. I mean, Danny Trevathan is 8 over Bobby Wagner, but I mean, he's got 87 solo and 41 assists. I mean, he's a linebacker, so yeah. Just putting that out there. And then for interceptions for the Seahawks, we got Richard Sherman at 8 interceptions, like I said. He's got 125 yards off of those 8 interceptions altogether, and he's got 1 intercept, and he's got in 1 pick six. So yeah, that's what we're looking for right there. And not so great for the Denver Broncos. The leader in interceptions is Danny Trevathan, just like in tackles and interceptions, but that's still pretty great. He's a linebacker. I mean, yeah, he's pretty much got that good right there. I mean, but except for the fact that probably just they won't need as much interceptions maybe, because I think Seattle has more of a running game than they do a passing game. So that's just my opinion. Yeah, he hasn't gotten a pick six, and he's only gotten 29 yards out of those 3 interceptions. He is only a linebacker though. But yeah. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for that. That's pretty much all you need to know for this. And I forgot. Dun dun dun. Okay, so my predicted Super Bowl MVP is Peyton Manning, and if you kind of got that, I'm thinking the Denver Broncos are gonna win. I think their passing game is just gonna get Seattle right there. But Richard Sherman, he's got to get at least 1 interception if they're matched up in the Super Bowl there. But yeah. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Denver Broncos and Seattle Seahawks for my predictions. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching.